Hello, everyone. Sean Higgs coming at you. Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. Matt Fargo, Kevin Thomas for some AFC West NFL preview action. It's football time. We've been covering the AFC of late. You've been probably seeing the videos popping up here. And we're going to do some West action for you. We'll talk win totals, division, maybe some props, scheduling, stuff like that. You've seen the videos. You know what we're talking about here. But before we get to that, listen, we are talking football right now. Hit the notification bell on so you know each and every day when we roll up, whether it's baseball free picks, NFL free picks, NBA, college hoops, college football. The free picks will be posted here on the Winner Circle YouTube. Notification bell on. All right, folks. Now, best bets and all of our top plays, of course, at gamblersworld.net. You can go check that out for the leaderboards right now. And it's basically baseball, but put that on the back burner. If you want to get down on something right now, the early bird NFL is up. It's less than $25 a day. You pee that away on nonsense, folks. Or I said $25 a day. It's $25 a week. So make the smart money move. Get the early bird NFL and start making yourself some money. Nothing else to say about that. You don't got $25. I don't know why you're even watching the channel, to be honest with you. What are you betting for? Don't bet. Don't bet, all right? Just leave a comment. Now, we like to bet. We make money betting. We like getting down a little bit ahead of time here. That's AFC West here. We have the Super Bowl blowout losers as your favorites here. Kansas City. We're going to jump right into these guys. So their win total is 11.5. Obviously favored to win the division, right? I mean, they are the Chiefs. You have Andy Reid. You have Pat Mahomes. We're Hall of Famers. I get it. I look at these numbers. I'm going to throw it to Kev first here. I mean, why are we doing the Chiefs here at minus 110? And we could all probably agree here, the team with the most kind of proven a little chip on their shoulder, whether it's their Friday opener in Brazil or just for the season, will be the Chiefs, right? You get crushed in the Super Bowl. You're embarrassed. You hear about they're not as good, the offense. Well, and that's just the truth. You scored more than 31 points once this year against the Bills. That was it. You got some problems. I cannot get behind the Chiefs. For me, it would be Chargers or Broncos. I'd be like, flip a coin if you want to take somebody else. There'll be opportunities to make money on the Chiefs. To tie my money up till February on a division, I'm not doing it for 110, Kev.
I couldn't agree with you more, Sean. I really don't even think they're going to win the West as it is. Andy Reid panicked, spent a lot of money on this offensive line. They just made Trey Smith the highest paid guard. I mean, a guard getting that kind of money is unheard of. But they want to protect Patrick Mahomes, but you protect him with a run game. He stands back there, and who's his receivers? I mean, Rice is probably going to be out for half the season, I would think, or at least a couple games with all his legal issues. Worthy has the speed and stuff, but who else do they have? I mean, I'm not sure they made some of the right moves in the draft and stuff. They went all offensive line heavy and stuff. That's an Andy Reid thing. We know the defense is always going to be good. They always are. But I think they're aging, Kelsey's not getting any younger, and injuries are going to start piling up on this team. So, yeah, I wouldn't bet them for anything this season. Maybe Patrick Mahomes under the 4,000 passing yards they think he's going to get or whatever. I just don't see it.
Matt, what do you think?
Yep, I that is my prop. Mahomes under 4,050.5 yards, minus 110. I think it's great value. He's gone over that number, I think 4 to 7 seasons. Obviously, he can do it. But like Kev just said, I think at this point they have to, be more a more run production team. And they got Mitchell. I think you're going to put him in the offense, and I think he's going to be a big option. And you look back at last year. I mean, yeah, they went 15-2, actually 15-1 before that last game when they didn't play any starters.
Yep.
11 of those games were 1 possession wins. And granted, a lot of that is coaching. I give Andy Reid his top 5 of all time. But at some point, it has to revert back to you're going to not win all those 20 games.
You're not winning every one of them.
Right.
not winning everyone.
Exactly. So the Chiefs.
You just can't really get for 110. It's not worth it. I don't think.
Nope.
You know,
I agree.
and you mentioned. Listen, they got Kareem Hunt, Elijah Mitchell, Pacheco. That's fine. You got three guys, and in today's NFL, right? It's not a one load back league anymore. Rice and Worthy are good if they're out there. You got Juju Smith. Okay, we've seen him on multiple teams already. You mentioned Kelsey's an old timer. Noah Gray's all right. I mean, I forgot they still have Hollywood Brown and Sky Moore. Remember, Sky Moore was supposed to be like, Sky. We'll stick with this team for a minute, and then we'll start rolling down the teams here because Kansas City again 11.5 wins, juiced to the under. So we're not the only people thinking regression here just on the whole. Forget about winning close games, but kind of playing with fire and winning just for the last couple of years with this offense. Minus 130, favored in 16 games. 16 games. 2.5-point dog to the Bills in Buffalo. We talked about the Bills in another show where they're home versus KC and Baltimore and Cincinnati and Eagles. They got the Bills kind of home schedule sets up perfect for them for a home field. Kansas City might get maybe a wild card kind of home field as a lesser seed, I guess, if the other divisions kind of run away. They get Philadelphia at home, 1.5-point favorite. They get Baltimore at home, 1.5-point favorite. At Denver, a 1.5-point favorite. Denver could have beat them last year if they didn't block a kick. They could have swept them, the Broncos. I can't, 11.5. It's kind of like the 110. I'm not going to get involved in that because are we getting too cute by just saying they're going 10-7? 16 games as a fave. You think you're going to win 12 games because you're favored in 16 of them. I don't know about that. I think 12 is probably the tops match for them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm looking at their schedule right now, and it sets up well. Like their toughest games are all at home.
Yeah.
Philly, Baltimore, Detroit, Washington. Further down the list, Houston. And, the first game against the Chargers, it's not a true road game. So the schedule sets up okay, but winning 12 games in the NFL is hard.
Kevin mentions it's not a true road game. It's in Brazil, but honestly, any game that's played for the Chargers is not a home field anyway out there, really. It's,
Right.
The poor Chargers. But, yeah, I mean, 11.5, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I mean, if I'm looking at something now in the future, I'm looking to try to get plus money. Those kind of lines we can sit on and wait. Unless it's something really good like the Patrick Mahomes over 4,000, because that number might come down. So you might want to jump on that early. But some of these numbers like that minus 110 to win the West or whatever, it's just not worth it for me at this time. Maybe during preseason when we start seeing some injuries, if I could still get that. But I wouldn't take the Chiefs anyway. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of. I just think the AFC was a little. They just beat themselves up. The teams and Chiefs just kind of walked right into it, and look what happened. You got their asses handed to them by the Eagles.
We have a lot of hype, I think, on Denver this year, right? Year 2 of Bo Nix, 9.5. Again, this is juiced to the 125 here. They're plus 290 to win the division. Peyton, I got to tell you, I was a little shocked they're as good as they were last year. I was looking for a what was that kid? Zach Wilson sighting here in Denver. I thought he'd get the nod because he's a veteran and, with a good coach, maybe he would perform behind an offensive line that wasn't depleted and not on your 9th coordinator in 2 years. That being said, Bo Nix looks like everything like he is, like a 29-year-old second-year quarterback. The guy's like Brandon Weeden coming out of Oklahoma State when he was like 30, 12 games favored, and we got some close ones here. They're 1.5 over Green Bay, plus 1.5 at KC, minus 1.5 at Houston, plus 1.5 at Chargers. Again, Chargers, is that a home game for who? I mean, Denver fans would be like, let's get the hell out of here. It's snowing. I want to go to the coast. I think this team can go over their win total. And again, this would be who do you like more? Denver or the Chargers if we want to tie up our money for a long spell. I would lean this way just because I think the roster's a little more put together than the Chargers roster. Or Harbaugh's going to come in and play college ball. I would lean Denver here if I was looking to tie up my money for the season, Kev. But 9.5 over, I like it. I think if they're going to take a step forward, this would be a team. Even though it is a sophomore slump kind of quarterback, it could happen. We've seen it. We saw Stroud last year do it. I don't know. I just think the home field's kind of giving a little bit of an edge up there. And I would lean that way to tie up my money here. I like the over, and I like them for the division.
I agree with the over just because of how good the defense is. I mean, when you got a shutdown corner, it makes life a lot easier for everybody else. My thing is the Harvey signing coming in, the running back. I just don't know Sean Payton. He does the 2 running backs all the time. Got DK Dobbins, injury prone. I'm not a fan of second-year quarterbacks. The tape's out on him. We know what he likes to do. He's a big kid. He likes to go a little extra. Sometimes he forces a couple to Cortland in the end zone there a couple times. So I'm not sure what we're going to get with him. The 9.5. I wish I could get the 9. I don't like hooks, but I'm going to take the Chargers to jump ahead to win the West. I like the value plus 300. I think. Not better coach, but I just think better players all around. But I like the Denver's defense by far out of the West, probably behind the Chiefs. But the Chargers are almost right there with them. I mean, they went from 28th to 11th in defense efficiency. I think it only gets better with Winter as a defensive coordinator getting better. And I hate Khalil Mack, Chicago Bear guy, but he's a beast. I wish he went to the Packers, but you never. I like the Chargers to win it, but I think the Broncos can go over 9. I just don't. I wish 9 was the number, but 9.5, I guess. Okay.
So that's why it's juiced up that 125, man. They're trying to get you off that 9 and get you to the 10 instead. They don't want you to push. They want you to either lose it.
I don't like the 10. I don't like the 10. It's a tough schedule. The West has a pretty tough schedule. I mean, they get to look forward to the Giants and the Raiders twice. So I mean, other than that. It's Jacksonville, but other than that, it looks pretty tough to me.
I mean, you got Tennessee at home to start. You got a rookie there and basically a new coach. I know he's the second year, but basically a new kind of guy because you got a new quarterback. Then you're at the Colts, which could be a dangerous spot. I know, if it's Danny Dimes quarterbacking out there, I kind of like the Colts to kind of surprise some teams. I'd like to see him with an offensive kind of coach and some players around them and not the wackiness of New York. Then you have the Chargers. Look at this run here. You got Chargers, Cincy, Philly. 2 of those on the road. Not easy. It's there's not really layups in there. If you want to say the Jets are a layup, or I don't even know where else would a layup be. Home versus Dallas.
If I'm taking the hook, I'm going under. Then I'll go under the 9.5.
I mean, this is a tough looking schedule here. I mean, home versus Jacksonville. Matt, I mean, are you looking at the schedule? I just popped it up.
Yeah, it is a tough schedule, and you brought up a good point about the sophomore slump. If that really will happen, we're not sure. I respect Sean Payton of what he can do with teams, and yeah, it's not an easy schedule. But the one thing you brought up earlier is their home field advantage, right? And 3 of the last 4 games of the season are at home in December. And, it's Green Bay, Jacksonville, and the Chargers. Those games could be snowstorms for all we know. And I think that definitely helps out. But I think it's a tight number where if you could get
– and Christmas Day in Kansas City, Christmas night. That's their game between their home games as they wrap up.
Yeah. I just noticed that. Yeah.
Christmas in Kansas City. That's an easy place to play. Yeah, that won't be 17 degrees with wind.
Yeah. And 9.5. That's I don't see 10 wins here. I don't. I don't know.
Again, they have them favored in 12. That's a big ask, I think. Let's because we're kind of like that. We're like, all right, we can see them winning, and then you look at the schedule, like, oh boy, this could be a 500, this could be a 9-8 team, or an 8-9 team, or 8-10, or 10-8. I want to skip over the Chargers and get to the Raiders, because this is a team that is not looking to be, good, right? They're a dog in 13 games. They're a dog on the road here to opening week at the Patriots. I took the Raiders +3 against the Patriots. Here's another quarterback, they'll be facing Drake May there, but you have a veteran coach, a Super Bowl coach, a college winning coach. He took his quarterback, came with him. This is like what was that? Any Given Sunday, where Al Pacino leaves the team and he takes his quarterback with him. He's like, yeah, see Aaron Eckhart, I'm taking your quarterback to the expansion team. He takes Gino to basically an expansion team Raiders that's been a mess. But they got a little talent here on this Raider team. I think you have a team that is looked at as a not going to win any games. I look at this team and be like, you know what? I think they can shock. I think they might be able to split versus the Chargers or split versus Denver, and even the Raider and even the Chiefs for that matter. A veteran coach, a veteran quarterback. You got the rookie running back who maybe you lay on him a lot. Mozart's a decent backup. The wide receivers are all right. I mean, Jacoby Myers, whatever, but Brock Bowers is pretty solid. You got a guy, Max Crosby, who's a total kook on defense, who could, really ramp a team up. Seven. I mean, the total is a little high, right? You look at the total and you're like, all right, are we getting out of our seat here with a win total of 7.5, right? It does. I mean, that's what we got listed here, a 7.5 for them. Is that correct? Wow.
No, I think it's 6.5, isn't it?
Yeah, it might have, shop around on the win totals. I do like this team to win some games. You have 5 games of them as a -1.5 point favorite. Denver, Washington, at Miami, they're favorite at the Miami. Dallas is a 1.5. Philly and Denver are 2.5. So you have what is that? 7 games where you're right in the coin flip kind of territory. You win half of those, I think you're going to kind of hit your win total and more. I like this Raider team to be better than expected, although all my Vegas people out here, whether they're just doing shows or live in town, they think this team's going to be terrible. Matt, is this team not going to be that bad? I don't think they're going to be that bad.
I think the win total is telling us something. Coming into the season, this franchise is downhill, right? But when you see it at 6.5, I'm like, okay, like they're trying to tell us something. And like you mentioned, I'm on them at New England 100%. And then they're, they have the game against the Chargers, then they're at Washington, but then they have Chicago at home, at Indy, hosting Tennessee. Those are 3 very winnable games right there. Then they get Jacksonville at home later on, hosting Dallas, who we don't know what they're going to be about, hosting Cleveland. And then they get the Giants, week 18. Like, it's so hard to even say I want to put money on that over, but I think I'm going to.
Here, I'm muted here. The 6.5 is -145 for the over. The over 7.5 is a +140. So that's 7. They're I mean, that makes more sense there because you got so many close games.
Yeah.
Because why do I feel like a 7 flat would be where this team ends, Kev? What do you? I mean, right? Like you're gonna juice it up. Like, all right, I think they can win these games. And then they don't get there, and you're sitting at a 7 or a 6. You're like, oh my goodness, they're really getting me on this one. I want to do the over, but it's like now I need 8 wins to get plus money.
Well, you brought in a Super Bowl winning coach, right? Someone familiar with the system. Brought in Geno Smith, but these sound like guys that maybe Tom Brady don't want there next year. So I don't see them winning many games, maybe 3. I could see them basically tanking as why would they want to win 6 or 7 games? What's that do for them? They want a top quarterback. They're not going to get it winning 7 games. They're going to be battling with the Saints and whoever else, the Giants or whoever else for that top pick. They brought in Ashton Genty, right? You think they want to run him into the ground this season and ruin him? I love his over 1,000 yards prop, but I love the under 7.5 touchdowns. I can't see him getting any goal line touches unless he scores them from 50 yards out. I think Zaire White, we're going to see him because he's a 240-pound back, 228, maybe eating up some touchdowns here. But I don't know what the Raiders benefit by winning 7 games. I just don't. I'm going to take the under. I don't think any of these guys on the team are what Tom Brady, who we know has a voice in this, wants.
But you could have drafted Sanders in the second round. You could have drafted any quarterback in the second round.
Yeah, but Geno Smith is a legitimate quarterback.
Why sign him?
For the next guy so he can learn the system through him.
But why bring in a 75-year-old coach who's going
I don't know if any of these were Tom Brady's choices. I mean, who was the coach he really wanted? I mean, it's not like he wanted Pete Carroll. It's what it is. That's my personal opinion. I think it's going to go under just because I don't think they benefit. They have a great team. They have a great running back, 2 great receivers that no one talks about. Geno Smith, who he got paid. I mean, he's got paid. So we'll see. I just don't see them. I just think it's a tough schedule. They'll win 2-3 games here, 3 or 4 games. They'll be close games, but I don't see the benefit of them winning. They're not going to the playoffs. I mean, I see the tank starting before it even starts. My opinion.
They drafted Cam Miller out of North Dakota State in the 6th round to battle Adrian, what's his name, O'Connell or O'Donnell, their backup quarterback. You bring up good points. You bring up good points with Brady there and what he wants, but on the same token, I'm like, again, this means you're talking about our opinions on the team. Why would they do that? Again. Folks, you're tuning in. You're at the bar. We're having, wings together, sitting together. This is how we'd be talking to each other.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. But no, it's funny. It's the number of 6.5. I don't get it, and that's screaming go over. It's a contrarian move. That's the only reason that I'm thinking about doing it. I think it's contrarian because, like I said before, going into the season, I thought this win total would be 3.5, 4.5, not 6.5.
And my dumb ass, we're gonna move on to the Chargers here. I was running down. I mentioned all these spreads versus Denver, Washington, Miami, Jaguars, Dallas, Philly. This is the Chargers schedule, by the way. I was looking at because Vegas. I just put their dogs in 13 games and favored over the Jaguars and plus money versus the Bears, Indy, and Dallas. I had made a mistake. So if you're commenting live as you're watching the video, it's 5 minutes later, and I just realized I ran off the Charger schedule instead. So my apologies for that. We'll be no editing that one. We can't go back and get rid of that. So it happens. Let's move on to the hardball group here. 9.5 minus 125 juice to the over. Favored in 12 games, plus 330 for the division. We're talking about the Denver schedule. We thought we're like, oh, we're kind of like Denver. And then we kind of look at it. We're like, wow, this is not an easy set of games. And as I mentioned, this Denver schedule, favored in 12 games, 1.5, Chargers schedule, favored in 12, 1.5 at Denver, or at home versus Denver, 1.5 versus Washington, 1.5 in Miami, 1.5 in Jacksonville, 1.5 at Dallas, and a couple 2.5s at home versus Philly and at Denver. So you got half their schedule basically with 7 games. Basically pick 'em. I mean, you're laying 2 at home or 2 on the road. That could go either way. And these lines come out in May, June, July. So as the season progresses, this +2 can go to a pick 'em or totally flip, depending on how some of these lines go. I like Harbaugh. I think he's a player's coach. They want to battle for him and go at it. Does Herbert Matt get too much love for a guy who's actually done nothing in his career? Like, has he won any kind of big game in his life? And yet they put this guy in the top 10. Maybe because he shoots up every game and he gives you a chance to win. Is that why he's – you know what I'm saying? Like, you look at a bunch of teams like, oh, boy, I'd rather take Herbert over so-and-so. When's he going to start delivering? It can't be all on the coach. It can't be all on the coach your entire career because you got a new coach now.
Well, I was going to bring that up. Like when his coach was, Brandon Staley, who obviously was not a good coach, I think it brought him down, and it showed. When it came to playoff time, and I like this kid a lot. I don't know. I think he's due for some positive progression, and I think he's going to be in the MVP voting this year because the way the schedule sets up, like you brought up, like they lost a true home game against Kansas City, but their home field advantage is not much, like you said earlier. And look at their first 5 road games: Vegas, Giants, Miami, Tennessee, Jacksonville, all winnable.
Yeah, could be a sweep for the board.
Yeah, the back end of the schedule, they're at Kansas City, at Dallas, and at Denver in 3 of the last 4. But what Kevin brought up earlier, I'm the Chargers to win the division at plus 310. I think, like we talked about with KC, some regression going on there. And I think the Chargers with Harbaugh in year 2, is he a good NFL coach? Yeah. Look what he did in San Francisco. And I think year 2, with his players, with his system, I think he can do it.
I think a good spot here for the Chargers, if they beat Kansas City here, Kevin, in the opener, right? They got the Friday game, then they're coming home after that, Monday night versus Vegas. That is a spot. I'm looking for a Charger win, and then I want to just pound Vegas on Monday night. Like, that'll be, wow, they beat Kansas City, and that line's going to go from I'll pull it up when you talk, but whatever it is, it's definitely going to move probably 2 points based on them beating Kansas City. It's I think if you for tying them, and I like to get in second week. I already bet second week action. I took the Lions and I took Green Bay in week 2 already because they play each other in week 1. I figure whoever wins, there'll be people jumping on because they're off a big win, and the team loses going to be like, oh my goodness, the sky's falling, they can't go 0-2. Green Bay is a 1.5-point favorite over the Washington Commanders on Monday night, the day after, or the week after Denver or Detroit, and Detroit is a 4-point favorite over Chicago, and Chicago plays Monday night, so they got them on a short week. This is a spot again. I'm looking ahead. I'm thinking Chargers win. That line's going to go from X to Y. So, not that I want to middle it, but I'm definitely looking for Vegas in week 2. Matt mentioned the second half of the schedule. The early schedule, you have Vegas, who, again, not supposed to be good. Denver at home, you should take care of business. Giants, Washington, again, second-year quarterback, sophomore, blah, blah, blah. Then you got Miami. Then you're going to the Colts to face Daniel Jones or Richardson. I mean, Minnesota with a rookie quarterback. Tennessee with a rookie quarterback. Pittsburgh, who the hell knows who's going to be quarterback? Jacksonville. You have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your first 11 games, you beat Kansas City. You could be 11-0 heading into your bye week.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, really, that schedule could set up as you beat Kansas City and things go right. You are 11-0 and maybe looking at a 2 or 3 loss season.
I mean, you could lose that game and things will still go right. I mean, remember when the Packers and Eagles in Brazil, bad ankles, everyone complaining. It'll probably be like a preseason game out there with the way the field was last time. It's going to come down to it's going to come down to Dicker to kicker. I think I like the Chargers to run the table there. Like you said, I think they beat Kansas City right out of the gate. I mean, you're talking about a quarterback who's now in a new system, who had over 600 yards or whatever, only 3 interceptions. I mean, that's phenomenal. And no receipt. He lost Keenan Allen. Now you got Ladd McConkey, who is better than Keenan Allen. And then you lost Williams, and you got Quentin, who's actually faster than Williams and the same height. I think it's going to be the same, but I think it's going to be a better system because they're going to be a run first and then pass the ball.
Yes.
And that's what Jim Harbaugh wants. But it's funny because if you look at who Jim Harbaugh brought in, Trey Lance and the other quarterback they drafted, both running quarterbacks. I see Jim Harbaugh's future. So I don't know how long Justin Herbert has. He has to show now and win now because I see Harbaugh, with Michigan, he likes those running quarterbacks that can open up that run game even more. So, and I'm not saying Justin Herbert don't run, but the guy's known for having 2 bad ankles all season. And but Ladd McConkey, that's what we're going to look at here on my end. Over 1,000.5 yards receiving. We can get that at minus 120 right now. He had over 1,149 yards, missed a game. He averaged 7 targets per game and 82 receptions out of 112 targets. This guy's going to go off. And they drafted like 2 more wide receivers too. So they're going to have four sets, run the ball, and they're going to hit that Ladd kid pretty quick. I'm definitely going to jump on him in fantasy, but I'm definitely going to jump on this prop. I know it's minus 120, but 1,005, I think that's going to go way up. I think you're going to look at more 1,100 before even game time. And but I like the Chargers. I like their defense. Like I said, Khalil Mack, hate him but love him. And going from 20, whatever they were, to 11th ranked in one season under Jim Harbaugh, it's the sky's the limit for this team. So give me the Chargers here to win it. I might even lay a little bit on that plus 1,200 to win the AFC outright. Everyone thinks it's going to be Buffalo Bills and stuff. I think that window. I think that ship sailed a long time ago. I just don't think they can get it done.
A couple of things. I want to start with Ladd. Like last year, I had the Falcons versus these guys. Falcons were on a bye week. Chargers were traveling. I'm like, I think the Falcons at home, they need to win. Bye week off a terrible start. What's his name? Cousins threw a couple picks. Ladd McConkey, I think they had 205 yards offense, the Chargers. Ladd McConkey had like 199 of them or something. I'm like, they just throw the ball to that kid every single time. And even with better players around, I still, like you, I don't think it's going to make a difference. When he catches the ball, he gets his yardage. And if the whole team's going well, they're going to be putting up points anyway. I mean, 1,000 yards, what are we talking, 75 yards a game?
He was on a heavy Georgia college team, and he still put up big numbers. So I just expect the kid take advantage and put up big numbers anytime he touches the ball. He runs routes really well, very decisive. That's what I like. I like his cuts, gets the yards after catch. So I think that's a nice, easy prop. I know it's minus 120, but hey, a win's a win. I'll take it.
As a Giants fan, I love him because his dad is probably my favorite player in Giants history, Bill McConkey. And honestly, like they're kind of built the same. They just run the great route, Kev, like you said, and they're always in position and great hands. And yeah, I like that prop as well.
You're watching our AFC West preview here on the Winner Circle Sports Betting Network. We're talking the Chargers right now. I want to get back to the schedule. And again, I've yet to really throw money on long-term to wins, divisions and stuff, right? I did take a coach of the year on Taylor for Cincy at 27-1, just because I thought if that guy could get his act together, he wins 12 games there, he's going to get some votes. I mean, that's the way you got to look at those kind of things here. I'm looking at this Chargers schedule again. Like I said, they beat Kansas City 11-0. Even their short week game, they have a Thursday night game at home versus Minnesota. The game before that, they're home versus the Colts. I mean, even that works in their favor. And they're playing Thursday night against Minnesota, and then they don't have to play till Sunday against Tennessee a week later. I mean, you know what? I said coin flip Denver or the Chargers at plus 330. I think the Chargers plus 330 are probably going to be the better look here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I got the veteran QB. I got he's a rookier coach to what's his name, Sean Payton, but it's not like he's inexperienced. This guy, he's got pro and college and wins under his belt too to boot. This might be the look here for me. I might deal a future, and I haven't bet any NFL division futures plus 330 here. I'm gonna pull it up on the DK. What do we got here right on DK as I do this live here as we're talking futures, division winners?
I had met 310 earlier, so yeah.
Yeah, 310 now. Right now, live as we do the show here. So I'm going to jump some plus 310 here on the Chargers. I think with you guys, I've talked myself into here. Chargers for the division. I said it was a coin flip as we started the show. 35 minutes later, I am taking the Chargers based on those first 11 games and very well being 10-1. I don't know. That's where I'm at on this one, Matt.
Yeah, it's great. It's great value in my opinion. I think it's great value. And like we talked about, Herbert, like, yeah, he's been probably an underachiever, but
Yes.
his numbers are there, and the wins haven't been. So, and that's the issue. And I think Harbaugh can bring that team around.
Sure, yeah, I'm in on the Chargers here, and actually, I'm gonna roll in a little. Let me VPN this up here since I'm somewhere else. I'm not where I'm supposed to be, but hey, we get things done. That's why you got to do it. You got to work around. let's get on it. This one's easy enough to do here when I get onto the crazy offshore credit accounts. Folks, if you don't have one of these, you're not a real gambler. Because this one is only Chargers. And so this is if you're new to the game here, and we're not sponsored by Sportsbook, so we can talk about this. The Chargers for me on the out of the blue places, plus 200. The legal one has me at plus 310. This is what happens when you got to go surfing for places to get down on. You lose a lot of value. But
as
again,
much as I love him, I don't know if I would even take him at only 200.
2-1.
There's no value there. Oof, no.
It's terrible. Again. Oh my goodness. Because now I got to double. Now I got to go to another one and put 2 times the amount down on it to get back something special. Yeesh. Oh, the throes of sports betting, folks. Me and Matt and Kev, we probably got between us, what do we got? 36, probably 90 years. Right? Probably most have been betting since the 90s.
Yeah.
Right? 30, good 60-something years more. When did you start? You're muted up. What do you think? When did you start? 2000? 2010?
2001 too. I owned a line of Vegas. Back then it was an email business.
All right, so you've been betting. Did you bet before that when you were a kid?
Just the white tickets from the
the old
my
little
dad's
parlay
job.
teams,
You come in and put $5
get 4.
on there. That's how I learned the
$5,
spreads.
25-1. You win 4 games. Here you go. Pick 5 for 25-1. There you go. The good old things. Yes, I remember those in 1990 when I was a busboy in the old.
That was a lot younger because he'd be like, because I play, playing sports. He'd throw the tickets to me because my dad knew now he was a car automotive, didn't know nothing about sports, so he'd throw 3 tickets down, go fill them out, and you put $10 on each, and it did pretty good for But I was more favorite, public guy. Didn't know about reading lines and stuff like that. Learned all that later in life, but I wish I knew it back then.
So what is that? 1990. How many years ago is that? 35 years. So I was a sophomore in high school at work. I didn't want to mention a restaurant name, although it's ripped down, and Mike the Bread Man is probably dead because he was probably in his 60s back then, 50s. He'd come in with he's a baker, and he's an Italian guy. He had to come in with a big cigar. He had a little diamond earring in. I was 15. I was a sophomore, a busboy. That's right. Tightened up, learned the game, but I guess I didn't get serious probably until the 2000s. Though, late 90s, I was still the general doing stupid crap. Oh, Monday Night Football, dime, nickel reverse. I'm going 4-0. Yeah, it's just a loser every single time. But again, folks, we're reminiscing. But AFC West talk here. I just jumped in on nearby and far away Chargers division. So there you go for me. It's a plus 310. Also hit a 2-1 where I had to go at 2 different spots to make it a 4-1 for me, but not really. That's in my head, but it's really just a 2-1. We like some props here. Kevin liked the McConkey total. Matt was on who'd you say, the Herbert?
Mahomes under.
Mahomes
50.5. Yeah.
So they, we'll be back with more NFL. We're rolling through the divisions. If you're watching this one, this is part 4. AFC is done. Notification bell on so you know we roll out the rest of the NFL. We're doing every week. They're coming out. Boom, boom, boom. Every few days we pop them out here on the YouTube channel. Put that notification bell on. Subscribe. Be part of the Winner Circle Gamblers World family. Speaking of Gamblers World, that's where our best bets are. That is where you'll find our NFL early bird package. Less than $25 a week. I don't know what else to say.
Can I chime in with one more thing?
Go for it.
What do you think about a problem with the Chiefs missing the playoffs? Is that feasible?
You know, Mahomes always trying to get stinged up, right? I mean, there's always that. Is this the year the line totally collapses and he has a bad ankle? He breaks the ankle this time as opposed to just sprains it. What do you have for no playoffs at a DK there?
I'm looking up right now.
Make or miss playoffs. Here we go. KC. What is this? Oh, these are. Never mind. Here we go. To miss the playoffs. Kansas City Chiefs are plus 290.
Plus 290. Yep.
It's like a tough one. Like, is that worth it? It's like 3-1, but it's like, I gotta.
Right. The only reason I think about it is I think, like we talked about earlier, you know, there's I think regression coming, and the AFC is kind of loaded.
Well, you figure this. You got the Bills, Ravens, Bengals, Texans. If we're thinking this, we're thinking Chargers. So that's 5 teams. Who are the other playoff teams? Obviously, you think Denver gets there.
I think, yeah, Broncos.
Pittsburgh.
And maybe not Pittsburgh, but
the Jets. Do the Jets surprise? You know, I mean, unless you think the Patriots are going to come out of the blue. I mean, Miami's a tough one. The quarterback doesn't like the wide receiver. The wide receiver's got his own problems. I saw somebody post like, "Coach."
I mean, do you guys really think the league will benefit from them not making the playoffs? You got Taylor Swift.
Not.
They're going to get.
No,
I'm not
right.
saying it's fixed, but those calls sometimes go one way. Those phantom hits, the flopping. I don't. No way the league benefits from them not making. They're not. I think the Chargers make it, but I think they're going to make it. They'd benefit more if they made it as a road team. I think it would even be more ticket sales, more money, more hype on it than them playing at home. So, there's no way I don't see them not making it.
Did they make a run in the playoffs? What, 2 years ago? In the all road games, right?
All road games. Yep.
Yeah.
That's when they won the Super Bowl. That's when they beat the. Is that the year they beat the Eagles? 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
I mean, it's crazy. I'm looking at to make the playoffs. Bills are number 1. Ravens are 2. Philly, Chiefs are minus 380. San Fran, Detroit, Tampa, Washington, Rams, Cincy minus 150. Chargers at 140. Denver minus 140. Houston at 130. So that's what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our 6. That's 6 teams right there. And who's the bonus? Like who's the plus money team that's going to make it as well? The Steelers they got here. I don't think the Jaguars make it. I mean, I'd more take a shot. I mean, the Colts.
That's who I would.
210.
I would make them sneak it in there.
210.
Just to make it.
There's really not.
8 wins, 9 losses can make it maybe this year because it's a tough schedule for a lot of these good teams. So one of these other.
I'll tell you, I would rather take a Jets at plus 475. And I say that because when we were doing a show, I was going over their
who's their quarterback?
I don't know. Give me Justin Fields, bro. Come on.
Oh yeah, I thought he's done. He's back.
They're dogs in 15 games, the Jets. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games at plus 1.5. 2 more games at minus 1.5. I mean, talk about a coin flip bunch with a new coach and maybe a new attitude. They have talent on offense. It's just, do you think Justin Fields was, again, I think part of the problem was the coach in Chicago, because we saw their quarterback they replaced him with be just as crappy, right? I mean, he put up some yards and points in Pittsburgh. Why not here with this offense around him and a decent defense? You know, again, we're getting paid off for this in February. Would you? I take a 475 team that has, again, 7 games at 1.5. Then I'm going to take the Colts at 2-1 with, I don't know. 2-1 just doesn't grab me for that. But I think that tells you all you need to know about the NFL. The worst teams, Raiders 300, Tennessee 330.
Where the Panthers could have a good year. Where are they at?
230. I like the Panthers. I bet the Panthers week 1 already +3.
Yeah, I think they could have a huge turnaround season.
It's the South. Who's good in that? You got the Saints are terrible.
The Bucs.
Atlanta, people love Penix, but you saw what? A couple flashes at a guy at the end of the season. I don't know what that carries over to when teams don't know nothing about a guy who's just coming off the bench and chucking it, and who's had injury problems every year in college. Tampa Bay's got offensive line woes.
The Falcons, Penix had I don't know if you saw it, he had an interview, training camp, I think it was yesterday. He's like, we're going to be the number 1 offense in the NFL.
Who said that? Penix?
That's ballsy to say.
I like the confidence. Listen, I mean, everybody loved Pitts coming out of Florida. He's done jack crap. You drafted Bijan Robinson in the top 10. He was a great explosive back. You got another running back. Algiers pretty solid. You got Drake London. You do have some players around them.
They could. But how that worked out for them at Washington in the big game. You score 100 points, but you still lose because
you got no defense.
Yeah, exactly. You can't stop it.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to roll out of here. It's a long one today with the West, but a lot to talk about. You got the Chiefs, who knows? You got up-and-comers in the Chargers in Denver, Raiders, big kind of question mark. Who knows what we're getting out of that squad? Hopefully it helped you a little bit. Again, locking up things long-term. I get it. A lot of people don't love it. No worries there, folks, because you know what you do? You tune in every football Friday here coming up in August and September with NFL back for our live football show. Free picks daily, premium action at Gamblers Rules for NFL. If you don't want to, we'll get you day to day too. You don't have to worry about 6 months out of the window here. But gentlemen, thanks for everything. We will see you again, everyone. Hit that thumbs up. Your thoughts on the conference too, but the division in the comment section. Good luck, everybody. Bye-bye.